Yo, what is up, ladies and gents? Ghost here, and today we're going to take a look at some of the new grenades in Season 5 of Battlefield 2042, because they honestly kind of suck. However, today DICE have made some improvements to the spring grenade that has maybe fixed one of them. Before we get started though, if you guys do enjoy the content here on the channel, then make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any future videos. Our goal at the moment is 50,000 subscribers, and we are coming up on that pretty quickly. It would be awesome if we could actually get there before the end of the year, so any support you guys can show me in that regard is, as always, very much appreciated. Okay, so let's start with the grenades here. Now, I recently unlocked the spring grenade, and I think that's a position a lot of other players are going to be in as well. You unlock it at, I believe, rank 34 of the Battle Pass, and I hopped straight into No Name's Aim Trainer here to give it a try and see how it compares to the regular good old M67 frag grenade. And needless to say, it's pretty goddamn terrible. The mini grenades, they're also pretty terrible, and we'll get to those in a second. Considering that you only get one single spring grenade, just like with the frags, it has a very similar detonation time, I kind of expected it to be at least on par with the frag grenade, and maybe even better, given the fact that you can actually crouch down and go prone on the floor to avoid being one-shot by the spring grenade. So I put out this tweet here last night saying, is it just me, or are all the new grenades a bit shit? Because honestly, there's just nothing that makes me want to use any of them, maybe with the exception of the anti-vehicle grenade over a regular frag grenade. And it seems that pretty much everyone on this thread here agreed with me. They definitely needed some love, and as if by magic, the Battlefield Communication Twitter account actually dropped this small little hotfix here today with some changes for the spring grenade. So what they've done is reduce the detonation time by 50%, so that is down from 1 second to half a second. And what they mean by detonation time here is the amount of time it takes for it to sort of fly up in the air and actually explode. I'll show you guys that in a second in game. And then they've increased the inner blast radius by 48% from 1.75 meters to 2.6 meters. I'm not sure how much damage the inner blast radius does. This grenade can one-shot you just like a frag grenade, but on my testing yesterday, and I really regret not having recorded any of that, it had a much harder time one-shotting you than the regular frag grenade. Alright, so here we are in No Name's Aim Trainer, and I've got the regular frag grenade here, just to sort of remind you guys how powerful this thing is, the radius of it, and how easily it can kill somebody in one here. So there you go, we got that guy. That guy's on like around 9% health. Let's throw another one between these two guys here, see how much damage we do. 162, so roughly like 81 damage to that guy, and probably around 81 to that guy as well. We even got that guy for a little bit. So the radius there is pretty large, a little bit closer, and I would have killed that guy. Let's go ahead now and change to the spring grenade. Alright, so here we got the spring grenade. We're going to go and try it and find these two guys look to be a pretty similar distance to the two we had before. And so 177, that now looks to be pretty... I don't know what that guy is doing with his legs over there. That looks terrible. I mean, I know he just got hit by a grenade, but whew! Oh boy. Anyway, that looks to be pretty comparable to the regular frag grenade in terms of damage now. So it seems that DICE's buffs have actually maybe made this worthwhile using. It definitely has some advantages over the regular frag grenade as well. This will definitely kill that guy, I think. Yep, 100 damage there. Wow, only half that guy's health. That's kind of surprising that this guy didn't bite it there, honestly. So we got that guy, but not this guy. So it feels to me upon testing here, apparently these changes are live. So as far as I know it, this has just been hotfixed into the game, no patch required. It feels like the spring grenade is sort of around 80 to 90% of the power of the regular frag grenade. However, there are some drawbacks and some advantages to the spring grenade. So for one thing, you can do this with the spring grenade. Put it down there on the floor, go prone, and I've survived here on 10% health. Obviously, if that were a regular frag grenade, there's no way I would be surviving that. So let's say you're using a grenade for what most people use it for, which is there's somebody, like, you've gotten shot by this guy here, right? He's shot you on half health, you go prone here, somebody throws a grenade behind there. If it's a spring grenade, you don't really have to do anything. I mean, of course, if you're on less than 100% health, you are going to die to it even if you are prone. But let's say you've gotten yourself healed up to 100% here, you can actually just dodge that nade by staying prone here. If that's a regular frag grenade, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to leg it out here. You're going to have to put yourself in danger, and you're probably going to get killed running across here. However, on the flip side, it also does have some advantages. So if we go and... Well, that's not very nice, Mr. Campos. If we go and put down this barrier... So, as I was saying, if we go and... I'm not going to put it in front of you. Let's go to this guy. This guy looks more friendly. If we pop down a barrier in front of this dude here, and then we go and lob the spring grenade sort of close-ish, it can actually pop over the top there and kill this guy. So, in situations like that, it can be extremely effective, although you do have to be careful here that you don't throw the spring grenade all the way up to the barrier. Well, definitely don't do it like that, because that's going to be terrible. But if it lands, like, right up there, it will actually fly away from the soldier, and in that case, it won't kill them. So you really have to get it sort of, you know, close-ish, but not quite. And it always seems to fly up and towards the soldier, I've noticed, in that situation. And of course, just to show you guys that you can't actually do this with a regular grenade, I throw this grenade over there, does absolutely nothing to that soldier, and you can really tell the increased detonation time. So it seems like at the moment, the spring grenade has gotten a little bit better. It's got a much quicker detonation time than the regular frag grenade, but it has about 10, I would say, to 20% less radius and less damage overall. So congratulations, DICE, you've now made one of the few gadgets in Season 5 actually enjoyable, so that's good. Now, moving on to checking out the mini grenades here, I do think that these ones need a little bit of love. So if we go and throw this right between that guy's legs, 60 damage is the maximum you can do with this grenade. And as you can imagine, if you've got a med kit, if you're playing Falk, healing up from that damage, even if you're playing as an assault player, is going to be extremely easy. So I think the amount of kills these grenades are going to net you are few and far between. Now, you can throw them much further than the regular grenades, as you can tell over there. I mean, I threw that one so far, I couldn't even see it explode. Oh, wow, it went all the way behind that container, I think, over there. So yes, you do get more of them. Yes, you can throw them extremely far, but I really don't think they're worth it over the spring grenade or the regular frag grenade. What I would actually like to see DICE do with these grenades is reduce the number from 3 down to 2, so you're still getting 2 grenades, just like you get with the smoke grenades or the concussive nades, and maybe increase the damage a little bit, maybe up it from 60 maximum damage to 80 or 85. That way you've got a much better chance, and maybe, you know, the blast radius as well a little bit. That way you've got a much better chance of actually getting a couple of kills with this thing. Right now, as it stands, there's no way that I would take the mini grenades here over the spring grenades or the M67, you know, the regular frag grenades. But, you know, maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys disagree with me. By all means, let me know your thoughts on that below. But I really do think that DICE need to kind of, you know, make these grenades have a successful place in the game. Because at the moment in Season 5, new content is wearing thin, at least for me, extremely fast. If you thought there was a lack of content in the first 4 seasons of the game, Season 5 really pales in significance compared to the first 4 seasons of the game. If you really look at it from a bare bones perspective here, we've got a single new map, we've got 3 new weapons, one of which is a sniper, which at least for me, I don't really even use snipers, so in my eyes, I've basically gotten, you know, a new assault rifle and a new pistol. And then the gadgets, they're really, you know, not anything special. I mean, you've got an RPG there, which is a welcome addition, but it's essentially just a more powerful M5 launcher, right? I did a video comparing the M5 launcher to the RPG, and it's basically just an M5 with slightly more damage, and you only get 2 rounds instead of 3. And then again, with the grenades, there's kind of like the same deal. We already had grenades in the game. The spring grenade, yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. It's a little bit gimmicky, but at the end of the day, it's still just a grenade. Same thing goes with the mini grenades. In fact, I think actually the anti-tank grenade is one of the best additions to the game in Season 5. And the reason behind that is that I see a lot of engineers and a lot of players complaining that they don't get enough rounds for the M5 recoilless to be able to solo a tank. But actually having that new anti-tank grenade equipped as an engineer gives you even more firepower. And if you have the armor-piercing 40mm underbarrel grenades for, let's say, an AK-24, then you can actually have a lot of firepower on an engineer, and you can quite easily solo a tank. I think I would have to say overall that some of my favourite content in Season 5, though, has been the changes to the jets. I am aware they've put a lot of time and effort into bettering the game, quality of life changes, vehicle changes, and that is the reason that we haven't got a new vehicle. Same thing goes with the vault weapons, right? That's the reason we haven't got any new vault guns. But I do think for a new player that's coming into the game, hasn't played since Season 4, and they're checking out Season 5, you know, you've really got a very small amount of content here. No specialist, no vehicle, and if these grenades are supposed to be one of the main bits of content for Season 5, I think we really need to see some tweaks to the minis as well to make them actually worth using, because at this rate, people are going to pick them up, use them once, and they will never get used again. That's not to say I'm advocating more explosive spam. That's not really what I want to see in the game either. Obviously, they do have to be balanced against the other grenades, so there is that. But yeah, guys, as always, let me know your thoughts below. Are you still enjoying Season 5, or is it already starting to wear a bit thin for you? Leave those thoughts below. If you enjoyed the video today, hit the like button, subscribe for more Battlefield. Special thank you to my members for the additional support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.